So Jamal's getting ready to cut your hair again today.
Yep.
First I need you to put that on.
Jamal, can I ask you some questions?
Like what?
What's your relationship with Sam?
What do you mean?
Do you hate him?
Why would I hate him?
Well, I've had someone come to my channel and say that they believe that my black kids hate living with Sam because they're basically living with, and his word was massa, M-A-S-S-A. So how do you feel about that, Jamal?
How do I feel about people telling me how I feel? That doesn't make any sense. I don't feel like that. It sounds like that person has some underlying problems of their own. They should probably need to address it with a psychiatrist or something. I don't know anybody's personal experiences with different cultures, but mine have always been positive, so.
Well, that's good. I mean, and not that you're discounting anybody who's had a negative experience.
But like I said, I haven't lived through anybody's experiences. I haven't experienced what they've experienced, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's like those same people, like they'll be against racism, but like the same things they say, it's not like it makes things any better. It's just a pattern. It's just going in a circle. I know a lot of people who like they'll credit like a lot of their downfalls to like white people to if it wasn't for the white man, and different things like that. Yeah, the path you take might have to be a little more difficult, but if you really have the dedication and ambition, you'll be able to get it regardless. I see people like no ambition, like just sitting there and they're like, if it wasn't for white people, I'd be but they dropped out and have nothing positive going for their life. Like, that's on you, that was your decision. Of course I've experienced different, like, you know, racial things, but you just gotta go through it. Like, if you really have the ambition, no matter what obstacles come in your way, you're just gonna overcome it. It's just making a bunch of excuses, honestly.
Right. And he also mentioned, he or she, I don't know if it's a male or female, they're always faceless.
What did the comment say?
Geez, I should pull it up. Hold on. Of course, the person is faceless. Most of these people who make these comments, of course, they're behind a computer and they make a lot of judgments.
Everybody gets tough behind a computer screen.
Yeah, they have a lot to say, but yet they're faceless. And to me, I feel like that's a coward way of doing things. It's a coward way of expressing yourself. I don't even know who we're addressing. However, I'll read a few of the comments that he made on my channel. I'm not going to say any of the curse words because it is a family channel and we don't use that language. So I'll do my best to censor out the curse words. One of the comments was, please stop advancing white propaganda to annihilate black people, stupid bitch.
I'll just say that it couldn't have come from a very intelligent individual.
Another comment was, okay, you're with this dude for the money. Can't buy self-respect though.
Ignorance.
I feel like people find every excuse, like, like in their minds they're trying to justify it, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, well, it can't be they're really in love. It gotta be something else. Like, he probably has money.
Right.
And then people speak on things that they don't know. I don't speak on our family's financial situation.
Right.
You're perfectly fine just before.
Exactly. And not take anything away from Sam, but
yeah, of course.
Financially, I was holding my own as a single mom at the time with 5 children, a homeowner, and I certainly didn't need a sugar daddy or someone to take care of my babies financially.
Thank God. That's really how it's been, like, all of my life.
Exactly.
And, you know, like
right.
I said, I'm not gonna speak on those things, but like, you've always been financially independently strong, always, my whole life.
Let's see, here's another comment, and it says, why are dark black women so proud to crossbreed or date white men and become their little bed wenches and whores? A self-hater will never find self-love in a white man's bed. This is really stupid to be with anyone white when they are all racist. Explains why black men rejected you. You are stupid.
You know what's crazy? Honestly, just from like if you like really want to read like deeper into it, like on some like a psychological level, that's probably a black guy and he's just hurt.
Yeah. But anyway, to whoever this person is, Black Matter X, I suggest you worry about your own relationships And
Hey,
you don't
let
have
me
to
say-
worry about mine. I'm good.
Look, I'll say this much. If you're sitting there, or man or girl, I don't know what you are, really, because look, maybe you stumbled across, you know, how many comments were there from that same person?
That same person made 3 comments, 3 different
Three separate
videos.
right? That's a little weird, and it's like, you know, maybe the first video you stumbled on by chance,
Right.
but if you're watching the next video and the next video, maybe you should ask yourself what you really feel inside.
Exactly.
That's a little weird on your
Maybe
part.
there's
That's
some
like-
hidden fantasies or something there, some curiosity.
It was in my psychology class that I took in my freshman year of college. It was like people who usually like they're really like against a certain thing is because deep down inside they have those feelings within them they're trying to conceal and you know,
Right.
bury deeper and deeper, and by telling themselves over and over again, nah, this is weird, this is weird, this is weird.
Exactly.
They try to push it out, but
Like, why are you there? Why would you go to 3 different
it's like you
videos
keep going.
just to leave a comment like that? Like, who are you trying to convince that you're against relationships like this or families like ours? Sounds like he's trying to suppress some hidden desires. There's lots of content on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure that that person, that hater, could have found something that suited him. However, he stopped at my videos, watched them, and took the time out to make a comment.
He could have looked up, you know, black couples on YouTube.
Exactly.
Obviously, he's taking the time out. For the one, make a false analyzation on somebody else's life is that's a little weird in itself. Like I said, like, you don't know the inner workings of somebody's life and to make comments and judgments. So, if you really don't like it that much, like I said, everybody's entitled to their own preference and their own feelings. There's a million other things you could do. You should, I don't know, probably see somebody about that. It's a little weird. I don't know.
I agree.
That's weird. I never got like internet trolls and different things like that. I'm like, how they get so invested in somebody else's life, and like that's just like you like to hate. Like for what reason? Like
Yeah, you just
what
love
you're
to
saying
hate.
is not making any difference on you guys'
Exactly.
relationship. Like what is what you're saying? Are you gonna like wake up one morning and be like, oh my gosh, Black Matters X was right? You know, like,
Oh boy.
it's weird. People can't let people just be happy and like live their lives. It's weird.
He made the accusation that all white people are racist.
No, I'm not racist. I don't have any ill feelings towards black people in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, so by definition, racism is the belief that all members of each race possess characteristics or abilities specific to that race, especially to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race. So how ignorant is it to believe that all people of the same race think exactly alike, they feel exactly alike, they are exactly alike? How racist and ignorant is that? Okay, so here was another one. His name is Mr. Brand New 20. Of course, it's another faceless troll. And he says, how does your cracker husband feel about men that look like your son dying every day to the hands of men like him? Laughing my A off. You look stupid parading around with the effing devil. He only looks at you as a sexual prize. You have a mental problem. More power to those beautiful black kids. I can only imagine the hate those boys feel towards him. Living around massa. Grow up, lady.
Sounds like a really angry person.
I'm curious
Crazy.
if they understand how much, you know, same race crime happens and stuff like that, and hate crimes, and how many black people die by black people's hands daily. I think they'd probably be surprised. I did a paper, I wrote it was like a 4-page paper or something like that for my comp class on those very statistics, like second semester of college or whatever. Somewhere on my computer, but like the statistics aren't like as crazy as you would think. It's a lot more the same race crimes happen.
Right. So statistically, there are more black on black crimes and white on white crimes than there are white on black crimes.
Yeah, it's just that it doesn't necessarily, I mean, sometimes of course it does, but it doesn't necessarily always get, it doesn't make news, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like,
And I understand that controversial issues make better news stories.
The black on black crimes don't make the news, is that what you're saying?
And not as often. It does make the news, just not as often. It's kind of like, because the news outlet at the end of the day, they're trying to be interesting. They're trying to have a story, and it's, you know,
want stories that
they
are
always
going
pin
to
up
get people
race
to
against
watch.
race. That's what news all around the world, they have agendas.
Let me just clarify. Black boys aren't being killed by men like my husband. Men like my husband would never commit a hate crime. With that being said, crime is crime. Whether it's black on black, white on white, white on black, black on white. We are totally against all crimes. I wouldn't want any of my loved ones to meet their demise through a senseless killing at the hands of any race.
At the end of the day, death is just bad in general. It doesn't necessarily matter like whose hands it falls on. I think unwarranted, unnecessary death is just sad. Like regardless of, you know, if it happens, like, you know, a white person kills a black person kills a white person, black on black, different things like that. Like either way, it's just like, it's sad.
Funny thing is, these same people ignore the issues in their own neighborhoods. They ignore the issues in their own backyards.
Yeah.
We are not ignoring that racism exists and that hate crimes are committed against black people. Though disproportionate, hate crimes are committed against other groups as well, like Christians and Muslims. It's not rocket science that we live in a world full of wicked people. Racism is prejudice, discriminating, or being antagonistic towards someone of a different race solely based on the color of that person's skin. For the people who leave hate comments, don't you realize that you're part of the problem? You're just as racist as the racist people you claim to be against. You're part of a vicious cycle that keeps racism going. Stop spreading hate in our world. There's already enough of that. Use your voice for something positive. Spread love.
Does anything because they hate someone else based on nothing more than color of their skin. They have issues, they have problems, and that's not good.
Around the time that I was single, it just so happens that God led you to me. And of course, I followed God's leading. It could have been a Chinese man. It could have been a black man. It could have been a blue man. Well, maybe not a blue man. It's not like I'm stuck on a particular race. So the other one who said, no wonder black men rejected me. I've never been rejected by a black man, so I'm not even sure where they're getting that from. These people come up with their own conclusions based off of their wild imaginations. They think they figured it all out.
Justify things in their head.
Yeah.
Maybe they got rejected and they're trying to like, okay man, it gotta be a race thing, you know? You know, it's probably sad. Like so many people probably denied themselves happiness just based off of like things like that.
Maybe this hate is something that they were brought up with.
Right, and it's quite ignorant.
Their father taught them that, their grandfather taught them that. That's just the way that they grew up.
Right, that's all they know.
That's the way all races grow up. They learn it from their fathers and their father's father, and it's just something that's passed down through the generations.
Usually, yeah.
So whether you're black or white, racism is racism. Either way.
Right.
So that person in itself is a racist.
Exactly, but they don't,
definition
that's the
of
funny
racism.
thing, they don't view themselves as being racist. They justify their racism, nevertheless, they're
hate
still
and that's
racist.
racism. It doesn't matter which direction it goes.
These people, they don't know you, but they're calling you all these names. These are the words and the terms that they're using to address me as a female, as a woman. B-I-T-C-H, stupid, mental.
That's not cool at all.
That's not cool. So you know nothing about my life. You're making all of these assumptions. Just because you don't agree with something, that doesn't give you the right to call people names or to use foul language. When you talk about respect, you have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for the women in your community. There's no way you could. You're calling a complete stranger all of these disrespectful names. You can express yourself without using those types of words because it just makes you look bad. It makes you look ignorant. You certainly appear to be very disrespectful. So if you're disrespecting other people, I can't imagine you have very much self-respect.
That jealousy is love and hate at the same time. When you really look at what jealousy is, it's like you wanting what that person has, and you're hating them for having it, and that you don't have it.
And by the way, your hair is looking very clean there, Sam. You're doing a good job, Jamal.
I have a very awesome family, and I don't look at them for the color of their skin. They're just family. They're just my people. We get along very well. We don't have any hang-ups like that. We just love each other. My wife is a beautiful, smart woman. She's genuine, and she loves me for who I am. And I love her for who she is. It's just a normal relationship.
You want to sum up, Sam? Not thumbs up. I said sum up.
Get a life.
I'll second that. Maybe they just need to like do a recreational thing, like play sports or something like that.
Well, we don't know. Maybe he does play sports. I'm sure there are a lot of people who play sports that hate people. And like I was telling the smaller kids the other day, that even professional people, you'd be surprised how many professional people are racist.
Oh, trust.
Judges, police officers.
You've seen a lot of it.
Yeah, teachers, doctors. So I don't think their activity level would affect how they feel about another race too much, is what my point is.
It would definitely affect how much time they have to sit there.
Right, and make negative comments on somebody's video. If you don't like it, why are you torturing yourself? If it's something you hate, you're either going there because you think you're going to make a difference in the world, that your small voice is going to change something. And obviously, it hasn't affected us in that way where we're breaking up or, oh, we've come to this great epiphany that, oh my gosh, these people are right. It didn't affect us in that way. So basically, you're just trolling and you're there to hate. Why put yourself in that position?
Close your web browser. That's
Yeah. Specifically search the things you're interested in or the things that you like, the things that you approve of. What would make you stop at a channel with an interracial family just to leave nasty comments? That makes absolutely no sense. Let me see, look up, Sam.
Sweating under this.
It looks good. You look handsome.
So maybe in their circle of friends, they would never be accepted, their relationship, if they decided to have any relationship with somebody that wasn't their race. Maybe their family or their friends wouldn't accept it. So, and they feel like they're trapped in a body that they don't want to be in, or in a life that they don't want to be in, so they don't have a choice. Thanks, Jamal.
No problem.
I'll clean this up, Jamal. Don't worry about it. When I was a kid, I would get a haircut for 25 cents. My mom would give me a quarter, and I'd walk down to the barber shop.
Wow, that's cool.
Get a haircut.
Are you telling your age right now?
25 cents.
Are you telling your age?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so they're just cleaning up the mess, the hair mess.
So that's the end of the haircut. How does it look? Pretty good? All right.
Looks great.
I don't have anything more to say about it other than the fact that it's just pure ignorance. And what's the point? You know,
Let's end all that.
I think that they need to do some of that growing up themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So how about we have a little bit of peace here and a little bit of love and stop all the hate?
But yeah, we're just too advanced as a society to keep going in that same cycle and doing the same thing over and over again. It's 2017, let's end the racism.
We are not ignoring that there are problems with racism. We're not ignoring that unarmed black boys are killed by police officers and there is white on black crime. We're not denying that that exists.
It's not present in this household.
Right, that sort of hate and racism does not exist in our home. When you hate like that and you spread hate like that, you're basically a part of the problem. You're not solving anything. You're just another one of the racist people out there hating.
Yeah, we're not trying to downplay any of the problems that, is happening not only in America, but worldwide. Of course, we understand that these different hate crimes are happening. Racial issues are still very prominent. As far as this household, that doesn't happen. It's all over here. Just be positive, go forth and,
Stop the ignorance.
Yeah, that too.
Get out more often. See the world. Don't keep looking at the same places and the same things. Open your mind.
Yeah, don't blame anybody else for your downfalls either. So it's ultimately on you. Although you might have different challenges that other people don't face, or other people have different situations from you, be ambitious and keep pushing along. Be determined. Get out of that cycle.
All right, peace.
See you later.
See ya. Subscribe.
like,
thumbs
comment.
up, comment down below.
Man, leave more comments. We want
All
them.
right. So how about some good comments this time?
Yeah, that.
So since I have you guys together, I just wanted to ask you a question. How do you feel about Sam?
He's an amazing dad. I feel like he's awesome. He's great. For one, he's like a cook, and it's extremely good all the time, as always. And for two,
Do you hate him?
why would you hate your dad?
Somebody came and made a comment on my channel and assumed that you guys hate Sam.
Why would I hate him?
Well, this person actually believes you hate him because of the color of his skin.
That's racist.
It is racist. And the funny part about it is, it never even occurred to you that that could have been the reason. Like, the only thing you thought is, why would I hate my dad, right?
You shouldn't hate your own dad. Like, I'm brown, daddy's tan, and I mean, why would you hate your dad? Like, that's racist if you do. Like, it's just wrong. I love my dad
And why do you love him?
because I feel like he does a lot.
What does he do?
He takes care of us and he loves us. And there's like one more thing. We're all family. It's wrong to hate your parents, your family members too. Anyone, yes.
Okay, Jordan, what about you? How do you feel about Sam?
Good. He does a lot for us. He keeps us active. Even when he's tired and he woke up, like he just came home from work and he's tired and he just went to go to sleep. Like sometimes when we want to go to the park, he takes us even though he's tired. He makes sure we're always happy. Like whenever he goes somewhere, he always thinks about us. He buys food, he makes the food, he cleans the house, he takes us places. And like we talk about things like sometimes we even talk about nature, like we talk about sports, nature, cars, and other fun activities. Yeah, like this morning we were talking about nature and stuff. We were talking about nature that we didn't know, but Daddy told us.
When I think about Sam, I think about just a hardworking person, like in general, you know? Like he came into, you know, our life, well, my life when I was 8 years old. Like he's good in my book, like I can tell that, you know, he truthfully, you know, cares about, you know, not only me and my mom, you know, but just all my siblings. You could say see like how genuine he really is. And like the kids said, you know, when he goes out, he always, you know, keeps everybody in mind and different things like that. But aside from that, you could tell like he's genuinely a good person. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. You know, if somebody's good and, you know, I could tell he truly loves my mom and truly loves us. So honestly, like if I had to pick anybody as a, you know, after, you know, my dad passed and stuff like that, if I had to pick anybody to, like if I could go back and do it again, Sam would still be my selection. He's been, you know, a great father figure, you know. Seeing a lot of his hard work, his dedication and different things like that. When it was time for me to go ahead and, you know, make a purchase on my car, just advice with different things like that and, you know, properly saving my money and just different things like that, you know, he's been really influential and instrumental. If somebody asked me if I would change any aspect, I wouldn't change a single aspect of it.
I think they're great kids. I think they're all really smart, respectful, and they have a lot of good qualities. I give a lot of that credit to their mom because you've done a lot to bring them up with good values, just a strong Christian belief and a good foundation. They're all really good kids. Jamal, I'm really proud of him because he's done a lot of things on his own. He just bought his own car. He's going to college. He's paying for his own classes. He's working towards independence. He's only 19 years old. So he's had a job, the same job for what, 3 years? So,
Yeah, 3.5 years.
that's a lot. I mean, that says a lot right there. Imani the same way. She's worked really hard. She's paying for her car. There's a lot to be said for that.
I mean, we provide the basics, like shelter.
Yeah, we do have to provide the basics, you know, shelter, room and board, but as far as anything over top of that, like phones and whatnot, they're cars, gas, they,
Pretty responsible and independent.
oh yeah. definitely. They think on their own. They're not followers. So a lot of good qualities. I love all of my kids, from the oldest to the youngest. They're all great kids.